Alright, Lesson 5, Computing Railway Cars Requirements. Lesson Overview, Lesson Description, Preparation for the Unit Railway Loading Plan. Unit Safe, Successful Railroad. Successful railroad load requires computation to determine the following requirements: the unit railway car requirements, the installation railway car storage capabilities, the railway placement capability, installation and loading site, enabling learning object. The enabling and learning object for this lesson compute the railway car's equipment include the number of the railway cars provided of the unit required to perform the move, the storage capability of the railway cars installed, and your installation number of the railway cars you can spot for loading. Giving the self-study the environment of the materials provided within the subcourse, the standard in accordance with the subcourse, and the materials provided within the end or reference cited below. References are developed in this lesson. AR 55 procedure for the handling through bill of landing household goods shipments during the period of longshore and or maritime strikes dated November 1964. AR 22 22010 preparation for overseas movement of units. POME June 1973. Department of Defense Regulation 4500.32R Middle Standard Volume 1 Chapter 6 May 1995. Field Manual 5515 Transportation Reference Standard of January 1986. Field Manual 5565 strategic deployment of surface transportation operated over 1995. Technical Manual 55601 loading car procedure August 1971. Technical Manual 552200.001 12 transportation guidance application blocking bracing tie down materials for railway transportation support. The lesson content, the topics included in this lesson are 5.2, the computing the railway requirements, 5.3, determining railway requirements, 5.4, determining rail storage capabilities, 5.5, determining placement capabilities, 5.6, lesson summary, lesson 5 summary, lesson 5.7, lesson practice exercise, 11.5.8, lesson 5 practice exercise, answer key and feedback. 5.2 Computing Railway Requirements Introduction. The introduction. The ITO responsible for coordinating procuring the unit railway cars requirement with the movement. However, you must provide with the input with the ITO on the shipping configuration of the unit equipment. You must also know the capabilities and limitations of the railway car equipment so you can determine the best type of the load for each of the car. General planning guidelines. These general loading planning guidelines when planning your railway movement. Figure to load accurately, minimize the railway rail car requirements for your unit. Prepare the accurate planning works to avoid delays during the movement. The operation normally place one category for the equipment of the railway car. Each category may move to different location at the point of embarkment. Cars the selection guidelines. The use of the car selection guidelines for determining the railway car requirements, deducting approximately 4 feet of the length of the flat cars to allow the tie-down attachment for the handbrake wheel. Allow 18 inches between the vehicles and securing tie-down devices. Loading plan. These guidelines will assist you planning the unit's load distributed to the heaviest item of the equipment among the many of the cars if possible to obtain the maximum load. The government pays the freight for the minimum of 24,000 pounds for the car, whether or not it's shipped. Weight is subject to the applicable tariff. 24,000 pounds is not a constant number. Loading planning guidelines. Couple trailers and other non-motorized equipment with the primary movement, the coupling sizes, bases reducing the tie-down requirements of the minimized loading and unloading efforts for this term is the type of load of the railway car maximum load limit of the 100,000 pounds. Note that 100,000 pounds is only the planning purpose of the most flat cars. The load limit will be above 100,000 pounds. Ensure loading within the 89-foot of the railway cars is not more than 100 inches to do the blocking, bracing, tie-down, clearance considerations. 100-inch maximum will also apply for the 118-inch wide flat cars to plan for the use of additional side bracing and if required by the carrier. Type of loads. Type of loads are those that are repetitive themselves. Planning the type of loads assists them in minimizing your railroad requirements. For example, if you load 22.5 ton trucks or 10 3.25 ton trucks, then you will load 2.5 trucks, 1 3.25 ton truck on the railway car. Repeat this loading configuration 10 times. Type of load. During the planning phase, then use the type of load models of the 3 different railway cars to develop the unit railway loading plan. Alright, your types of load models continue. 89-foot chain tie-down flat car to load floor of the track vehicles within these requirements less than 100 inches to 25,000 pounds. For example, the M113 series chassis, if necessary, remove the fender skirts and motor base brackets. 68-foot commercial wooden deck of the tie-down flat cars to load the truck Load two-track vehicles weighing the 40,000 to 50,000 pounds. For example, this includes the D7 bulldozer, the M578 recovery vehicle, the M109 and the M10 series howitzer. Load one-track vehicle weighing about 100,000 pounds, such as the 10 combat engineering vehicles and M60 chassis. The 68-foot DODX HD 140-ton flat car. The type loads of flat car include the M1 tank, the M60 tank, the M72A combat engineering vehicles, the M109 self-propelled howitzers. 5.3. Determining railway car requirements introduction. During this section, we'll examine the four situations and determine the number of the railway cars required for the movement. The solution of the situation based on the type of the model. Situation 1. Use the type 1 model, which are the railway cars requirements of transportation on 102 M113 series vehicles. Situation. Remember the 4 M113 series vehicles fit on the 89 flat car. Determine your flat requirements divided in the total number of the vehicles by the number of vehicles that fit on each of the flat car. 102 divided by 4 is 25.5 railway cars. Obviously, you cannot use a half a railway car, so round up to the number to 26. You will still require 26 cars to transport the unit of 102 M113 series vehicles. However, remember that they'll leave 15 to 18 inches space between the load vehicles to maintain proper distance between the vehicles and ensure the proper angle of the tie-down material section. Situation 2. The most transport, the 64 CUCVs equipped with the M416 trailer. The available railway equipment is 89 feet by levels. Your type of load is 89 feet. Flat cars indicates that load of the 4 CUCVs and 4 M416 feet trailers on an 89-foot space. What are the railway requirements? Situation. There are procedures determining the requirements for the 89-foot bi-level railway cars. Situation 2 continued. Divided the number of the vehicle transportation combination 64 by the number of vehicle trailer combination fit within the 89-foot space. 64 divided by 4 is 16 if the extra required to load the vehicle trailer combination. Since the 89-foot bi-level flat car is divided into the requirements by 2, the 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. 89-foot bi-level flat cars required to transportate the load. Situation 3, you must load 15 2.5-inch trucks, 2.5 ton trucks. You receive the last minute notice, but you must also load 2 CUCVs and 2 M416. The type of load indicates the 3 2.5-inch ton trucks will fit on the 89-foot flat car, enough room left over for either a CUCV or an M416 trailer. Determine your railway car required to provide with the 16 to 18 inches of space between the vehicles. Situation 3. Solution. Determine the railway car. Move dividing the number of 2.5-inch ton trucks by the number of the vehicles which will fit on the 89-foot car. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. 89-foot flat cars required transportation vehicles. Plan to load these vehicles circuit style. 3 2.5-inch ton trucks followed by 1 CUCV and 1 M416 trailer until the cars are fulfilled. In each load, the CUCV will be on the first railway car and the M416 on the second. Alright, situation 5. Assuming that you must load a cargo railway car now fitting into one of the 3 types of load models. The situation requires the selected railway cars to accomplish the mission. For the situation, you must see how the plan potentially loads when the railway car equipment differs from the 3 type of load models. The Fort Stewart has received the task providing the vehicles for the maneuver to North Carolina. You must ship the 16 vehicles, 8 utility trucks, 1/4 tons M151s, 5 cargo trucks, 2.5-inch by 6 by 6 M135s, and 3 personal carriers full-track M113s. Vehicles are also shipped with the operational configuration table of the Figure 5.1 to provide the loading vehicle and equipment and characteristics of the equipment. There are no lifting devices unloading in the maneuver area. The railway car's requirements must be selected from a list available with the railway equipment. All equipment of the list is 9 feet wide. This shows the length, width, and height, and the width, weight, and cube, and load height. For the truck cargo, 2.5-inch M135s, the truck utilities 1/4 M151s, and carrier piers fraction M113s. Your quantity: 14 40-ton flat cars. The load limit is 92,000 pounds, with distance between the truck and 30 foot, 4.5 inches. The quantity of 3 50-ton flat cars is a load limit of 118,600 pounds, 32 feet 9 inches distance between truck center. 3 50-ton gondola cars, 1,026,700 pounds. Load limit 30 feet and 4.5 inches from the distance of the trucks. Situation 4 solution. You must analyze the cargo differential vehicle that combination which became loaded with the available railway car. The procedure performing an analysis. 1. Identify a list of the characteristics of the cargo, the length, width, and height, and the weight of the cube. 2. Identify the characteristics of each and every available railway car. 3. Consider the weight and height and width of the vehicles. Examine the height and width of the vehicles. Determine how many vehicles fit in length wise and available. The railway cars. Load the flat cars on paper. Step 1. Listing. Identify the list of the vehicle characteristics shown in Figure 5.1. Step 2. Identify the railway characteristics using the following reference: Technical Manual 5546.1, Field Manual 5515, Technical Bulletin 5546. Using the gondola is not an option for the movement because there is no lift capabilities available for the destination. 5.3. Determining railway requirements. Continue. Step 3. Consideration height, width, and vehicles. While considering the height and width of your vehicles, you must identify the tallest and width of the vehicle and the widest vehicles. Ensure the railway car can accommodate the Figure 5.2 shows the truck center of each of the railway car. Figure 5.1 shows on page 5.8 shows the 2.5-inch trunk with the tallest vehicle with the weight height of the 116 inches. Point 3. Figure 3 and Figure 5.3 indicates a load over 9 feet 7 inches, but under 10 feet and 1 inch can be also be wide, but as 10 feet but no required clearance there. Personal carrier, the widest vehicle is 105 inches. Therefore, the height and the weight of the load of the specified limits are not too wide for 108-inch wide cars. Alright, this shows the equipment outlines for a 40-ton flat car, 92,000 load limit, 36 and 4.5 inches from truck center, 480 inches from the end to end, 108 inch wide, 2.5-inch truck, 91 inches wide, 226 inches square long, 12,330 pounds, 108 inch 50-ton flat car, 1,1800 load limit, 393 inches from the truck center, 540 inches from end to end, quarter-ton truck, 2,350 pounds, 63.3 and by 131.8, personal carrier, 105 inches and a half by 195 and a half inches truck center scale, 1 to 100 approximate scale. Alright, step 3, considering height of the width of the vehicles, height of the width of the measure from the top of the car platform, 9 feet 7 inches, width of the load, 10 foot 8 inches, 1/2 of the width load, 5 and 4 inches, the height of the load, 10 foot 1 inch, width of the load, 10 foot load, with half width of the load, 5 foot, height and load of 11 inches, width of the load 7 feet, half width load 3 and 6 feet, 3.5 foot. Step 4. Examine the length and the width of the vehicles. Determine how many vehicles fit in the length of the available railway cars. The process of the trail and area of the method may require several computations before achieving the most efficient load. Using the following table lists the vehicles type by providing the length of the vehicle of each vehicle. 1 quarter ton, 1 number of the vehicles 131, 263, 395.4, 2.5 strength trunk, 2.5-inch trunk, number of the vehicles 266.8, 2 533.6, 3 800.4, personal carrier 191.5, for 1, 2 338, and 4 574.5. Step 4, examining the vehicle length and width. Continue configuration. Know that the 3 1.5 quarter-ton trucks can fit in on either railway car, provided with the adequate handbrake and wheel clearance of 12 inches of distance between the vehicles, blocking and bracing 18 inches, 395.4 plus 12 plus 18 plus 18 is 443.4 inches. Circle the vehicle on this chart to show that the possible combination configuration. Another possible combination is the 2 and 2.5-inch ton trucks on the 50-ton railway car. However, the placement does not allow the enough clearance from the handbrake wheeling them or for blocking, so circle the 266.8 inches for the 2.5-inch ton truck. Configuration 3, multiple length of the personnel carrier by 2. You see the 2 personnel carriers could fit on either side of the car. The circle the number 338 3 inches on your chart, but remember you still have to check the weight of the equipment. Step 5, examine the vehicle weight. In step, you will compare the weight of the 3 configurations, both the load limit of each of the car. But now prepare the new chart, substituting the vehicle weight of the length of in inches. All right, step 5, examining vehicle weight. You have your 7,050 and 1,284 for the 2.5-inch trunk in the personal carrier, 39,510 feet. And figure 5.2 shows notes of the load limits for each of the railway car, 40-ton car, 92,000 pounds, 50-ton car, 1,800 pounds. Next, use the 3 configuration for the step of the following 3 configurations based on the vehicle weight. Configuration, as we learned in step 4, the 3 1.25-ton trucks can fit on either each of the railway car. Check the weight of the load and ensure that it complies with the load limit of the railway cars. Verify the load weight upon multiplying the number of the vehicle by the weight of one vehicle. 3 times 2,350 is 7,050 pounds. Yes, the combination works well with either the flat car, since the total weight is under both limits of their circle of 7,500 pounds. Step 5, examine the vehicle weight. Continue configuration 2, examine the weight of the 2.5 ton truck because the length of one of the truck can either fit on either car, therefore circle 12,840 pounds. Now consider the personal carrier. The weight of 3 of them items is 3 times 19,755 pounds, which equals 59,265 pounds. This does not exceed the load limit. However, the length of these 3 carriers does exceed the limit of a 50-ton car, therefore circle the 39,510 pounds for 2 personal carriers. Step the load flat cars on paper. Now you are ready to begin loading the flat cars on paper for economically. Fill up the 40-ton flat cars first, and figures 55 show the 2 possible combinations. Continue on the next page. Step 6 shows the load cars on flat paper. The 4-ton, the cargo truck, and 40-ton trucks equal 3 flat 40-ton trucks equal 2 40-ton trucks. Note that the extra space on the 2 flat cars of the space indicates that it may need to consider different vehicle combination. Figure 5.6 shows the result of combining a load of one 2.5-inch truck with a 1/4-inch ton truck on each 40-ton car, 1/4-inch ton length of 131.8 inches, weight of 2,350 pounds, 2.5-ton truck with its length of 266.8 inches, weight of 12,840 pounds. The totals are 3,986 inches, and the weight of 15,190 pounds. Step 6, load on flat papers and flat cars on paper. Continue to note this example that both length and width of the requirements are unlimited. Under limits, combine the personal carrier on each of the 1/4-ton truck of the 40-ton flat car. The figure 8.58 shows combines the personal carrier with the 2.5-inch ton truck. Notice neither combination allows the adequate space for the handbrake, the wheel, and the clearance and blocking and bracing. Vehicle 1/4-ton truck is 130.8 inches, 2,350 pounds. The personal carrier's length is 191.5 inches and weight of 19,755 pounds. Your totals are 323 inches by 22,105 pounds. Figure 5.7 shows the 1/4-ton truck with a personal carrier. Figure 5.8 shows the 2.5-ton truck with a personal carrier. The 2.5-ton truck length is 266.8 inches, weight of 12,840 pounds. Personal carrier is a length of 191.5 inches, weight of 19,755 pounds. Your totals are 458.3 and 22,104. These 2 analyses required selecting the best rate of the railway cars to serve the needs of the 2 best possible situation 4. Alright, solution 1 shows, figure 9 shows the first solution, and you can accommodate all the vehicles on the 8 flat 40-ton flat cars using the configuration. It shows you 4 carriers, 4 1/4 tons, 3 personnel 1/4 tons, 1 carrier, 1/4 ton for solution 1. Figure 2 shows the figure 2. Figure 5.10 shows solution 2. The solution 2 should use 4 40-ton flat cars and 3 50-ton flat cars. Alright, these shows the 2 40-ton flat cars with 3 1/4-ton trucks, 2 personal carriers with a 1/4-ton, 2 cargo civilian passengers, 2 40-ton trucks with a 1/4 ton and a 2.5-inch trunk. And then show 3 50 tons with a personal carrier and a cargo on 2.5-inch ton truck. Introduction. Identify the installation railway car storage capabilities. Enable your exercise option with the cost-effective, more sufficient with the planning with the unit railway plan. Suppose your installation has the storage capacity of 150 railway cars. The unit railway load plan out railway requires 250 railway cars. You can reduce the demurrage charge by storing 100. Demurrage charges by storing 150 coordinated with the railroad to receive the additional railroad 100 cars when you need them. Determining storage capabilities. The procedure of determining storage capabilities. Step 1. Identify the available installation trackage consulting either the ITO AR 525 357. 2. Convert available trackage yardage into the feet and multiplying the yard on each of the track. And by 3. Determine the actual feet of the track available, multiplying the total available to the feet by the 60 feet. 60%. Only 60% of the total track may be used at one time. Divided available track footage. Total length of each of the railway car, ensuring the inclusion of the coupler lengths. Obtain the available truckage storage footage on the track to the nearest whole number. Repeat steps 1 through 5 for each of the available track. 7. Add available track storage footage with the sum of the equals available to track storage capacity. Situation. 7th Transportation Motor Transportation Battalion is currently stationed for Aipd, Virginia. That is received the alter air orders for the railroad load units and your S3 charge of load out plans of operation to determine your storage capability for use given the information governing trackage connection with the Chesapeake, Ohio Railway Company. The Lee Hall of the Virginia government will perform internal switching. Situation continues side to end. The ramps available as ramp with loading, unloading, bi-level, tri-level cars. There are 7 spur tracks available for storage of the freight cars, only 60 feet long, with a 10-foot wide section wooden deck flat cars available. Step 1. Identifying available tracks. Your first step is identifying the available installation trackage available. In the example that contacted with the ITO, they provided with the following information in Figure 5.1 concerning the 7 tracks in Aipd. Track 1 is 1,536 yards. Track 2 is 1,502 yards. Track 3 is 1,468 yards. Track 4 is 1,434 yards. Track 5 is 1,400 yards. Track 6 is 1,360 yards. Track 7 is 1,536 yards. Yard layout. Step 2. Convert your yards to feet. Step 2. Convert the track yards into feet by multiplying by 3. Begin with the computations using the track 1. The track 1, 1,536 feet times 3 equals 4,608 feet. Determine the availability. Determine the actual footage available for the use. And remember that only 6% of the total trackage can be used at one time. Determine the available trackage. Multiply the total available trackage footage by 4,608 by 60%, and you get 2,764.8 available track footage. Step 4. To determine the railway car storage capability with track 1. You now each of the car with the 60 feet long. However, you must add the length of the coupler at the end of the car. The formula is computing with the railway car storage capacity for track 1. Total available track footage divided by the rail car length plus coupler length equals track storage capability. 2,764.8 divided by 60 feet plus 2 feet equals 49.5, 44, and 59.34 feet. Now around the number 49, 59, 44, 59, 34, the nearest whole number to track 1 can store 45 to 60 foot railway cars. Or 45, 60 foot railway cars. Step 5. Repeat the remaining tracks. Step 1 through 4. The tracks 2 through 7. Step 6. Determine the total capabilities. Add the storage capabilities for each of the tracks. The sum of the total available track storage capability for you. The answer for your situation is 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 44. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, and 45, 340. Users can store 360 foot railway cars at any given time. Alright, 5.5. Determining placement of the capabilities. Determine the railway car placement capability important with the railway movement plan function. Placement capability grade. Effectively the load of the time. This estimate with the impact of the railway coordinated with requirements. Once you have estimated the amount of the time of the load out will require you coordinate with the railway to provide the switching precisely with the time the load out is completed. This means no demurrage is charged to pay. You must also notify the contact agents, compute the number of serials. Spotting. The spotting of this railway car is a point where the side of the bottom of the door is directly opposite over the warehouse. Doors, coal clutches, conveyors, elevators, and ramps. You need not to determine the spotting capabilities during the planning of the phase of the rail layout out, so you can estimate the time of the load will require. Computing spotting stability. Use the yard layouts for the track 7 figure 11. These are the procedures computing the spot capability for the track 7 load ran. 1. Converting the track yardage for the feet with multiplying 1,536 yards by 3 by 4,608 feet to obtain the actual footage available. Multiplied by the 60% is you get 2,764.8 feet available footage. Using the formula to determine the available footage for the actual available footage plus divided by the length of the flat car and length of the coupler. 2,764.8 divided by 64 is equal to 44.593584. Around 44.593458 to the nearest whole number. You now have the number of 60-foot number of 60-foot clad cars that can be spotted in the track 7 is 45. Contact agencies. When preparing the more vehicles to motor pool in the railroad loading site, must contact these agencies. The provost marshal contact the provost marshal to discover the restriction, the number of the vehicles allowed to come on board the post, determine the time of the restriction movement on the post, check on the escort requirements needed. Aerial railway companies and inform all area railway companies of the railway movement request the required railway cars. Important conditions. Coordinate with the Provost Marshal Railway Company is extremely important. Suppose you plan to finish part of the load out in 1,300 hours, the cars are switched. You need to bring new cars forward. If the Provost Marshal decreed that no vehicles can move on the post at 1,300 hours, your load out is delayed and you incur the unnecessary demurrage charge. Computing serials. You must have the computing number of the serials for moving the particular operation from the railway loading. Your computation are based upon the method of determining loading configuration. Follow unit integrity when possible. Organization of serials to provide loading site with the same configuration of the plan to load. 5.6. Lesson summary. The lesson covered the procedures of determining the railway car requirements, creating the type of the load efficiencies, determining the railway car place of capability, and address the contacting agencies. Lesson 6. Determining block bracing and tie-down equipment.